One more spot, one more chance, and two more teams. It's going to be Team Liquid, the North Americans, who are looking to go ahead and grow every single tournament. This is no exception. Gambit stand against them. We're going to be seeing how this team does fare, who have really lost their way ever since that trophy was lifted even, perhaps listed on eBay if they wanted to get a couple
or Liquipedia.
Or Liquipedia, whatever it may be, whatever website you may choose to use. Hi, I'm your host, Machine, and I'm joined by the Aussie from down under, as opposed to those Aussies from down over. And we have Janko Paunovic joining us as well. This is going to be an adventure because Team Liquid versus Gambit should, if you went back last year or even the start of 2018 before we knew everything, would have said it would be an absolute barn burner.
I think it's going to be a quick one. I know what you're setting. I know the scene that's being set here.
I know that was coming, yeah.
Look, obviously Gambit, they won the major, then as soon as Zeus left, there was a little bit of a limbo period going into DreamHack Masters Malmo last year. They had Fitch, everything was looking like it could have been okay. Then the roster change moved, the roster moves happened, the in-game leader moves happened, this, that, and the other. Every single player that picked up the mantle of in-game leader then dropped off significantly. Hobbit, Adren, Dozier, now Seized is doing it. The only one who hasn't in this roster is Mo. Going up against a Liquid who made a roster change that, if you ask them, was one that came unexpectedly, I suppose, and they didn't think that this whole thing was something that they wanted to get control of, and they're still looking pretty good. Well,
with one more spot and one more group, Group D, we'll bring it up and Janko will walk you through it. Go ahead and remind us how we got to this situation.
Yeah, so these two teams actually met in the opening game of Group D. As you can see, Liquid took the win 16-7 pretty convincingly. We had Space Soldiers, who were basically the disappointment of the tournament, probably.
Definitely.
Teams were expecting them to have a pretty good run. They had two very convincing losses, 16-2 to Astralis, 16-7 to Gambit. And that's why you wonder for Gambit coming into this decider game, was that Space Soldiers seriously underperforming, which allowed them to have such a convincing win, or did they actually play a lot better than against Liquid?
Yeah, and I think before we get into, the in-depth breakdown of these two teams in particular, I'd like to go ahead and once again take a little look at a different way to approach analysis. We've got that telestrator, we've got these beautiful talking heads, but we're going to try something a bit different here in Marseille.
Whoa, you bloody chickens are late. Tactical room time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls playing at home. Today we're going to be looking at Mirage. Even though you're late, I'm still going to give you a good one. Now, let's grab the map out. Let's get this one stuck on in. I got to give you guys the basics. I know where to begin. Mirage is a map where the key of winning is controlling middle on the CT or the T side. Now, today we're going to be looking at the CT side. Let me get comfortable. Let me sit down. Let me get stuck on in. As I said, mid control in pugs, it's difficult to do, but I'm going to need you to be the in-game leader. I'm going to need you to be the one shouting the commands. I'm going to need you the one to control the team. First and foremost, let's talk about the two things you're not going to need on this bomb site. The bomb site. A and B, they're not going to be part of the equation. We don't even have to talk about them. All the action's going to be going down here in middle. Now, normally, in these kind of environments, the T's, they're going to be throwing a smoke on catwalk, they're going to be pushing up behind the mid box, they're going to have a guy supporting, another guy here loitering around, waiting to bait and mop up some kills. That's basically how it goes. Maybe one dude over towards A ramp, another guy in B apps. On the CT side, we want to stop this core pack here in middle. Now, like I said, I'm going to need you to be the guy yelling the commands, getting in control, teaching everybody the way. Two of you are going to be coming through window, you're going to be pushing out. You're going to need one player. Delegate this. You don't want to do it yourself. Molotoving behind the mid box. You need one player coming through connector, one player close on catwalk looking towards B. He doesn't really need to be too focused on middle, but he's there ready to support, and a guy just playing retake A. Now, when the players are coming through window, the Molotov is going to land behind the mid box. You're going to HE the mid box as well, and your connector player, as he's running on over, before you've jumped out window, is going to throw a lovely flash over the roof. It's going to blind everybody up. In an ideal world, these two players jump out middle, they push up, they kill this guy, he's dead. This guy tries to trade. This guy is now baiting. They're all dead. The T's are dead. These last two Muppets, they got nothing left. They're out of the equation, and you've won the round. Now, let's rewind. Like I said, This is probably going to be a pug environment. You and your squad mates, you're all back in spawn. You're all having a good time. You've called the strat. You said, listen, boys, we're going to win this round. Mid's been the issue. We're going to control this. We're going to win this. This is the round where we turn it on its head. What's going to happen is you and your teammate are going to make their way to the vent room. He's going to block you. He's going to block you. You're probably going to knife him out of pure and utter frustration, which is understandable. You gave him the job of buying the Molotov. First and foremost, he didn't buy the Molotov. He's bought a Zeus. Now, there's no Molotov behind the mid box. You and your friends, you jump on and out. The flashbang is meant to be thrown over the roof, but you guys are pushing out middle. The flash is late. Now you guys are blind. The T's step out. They've killed you and your buddy. The guy coming through connector, he's not even anywhere near middle. He's thrown the flash late, first and foremost, and now he's worrying about A ramp. You got this guy over here who is meant to be, you know, the support player coming catwalk. Well, I was gonna put him catwalk. He's on the phone AFK. He's got a call, he's going, yeah, mate, the cats are on fire, I need you to get down here. And in console, you're probably at this point typing /quit, leaving the server, punching your monitor, and never touching Counter-Strike again. This has been the Tactical Room with Sponge.
The tactical room? More like the depression room.
It's pretty somber.
Do you ever watch like a video on the internet and it resonates with you so much that you start feeling quite like a serious emotion?
What emotion is that?
That was, you just described every game I play of Counter-Strike.
That's why, Alex, when I play Counter-Strike, I try to play with you guys, but then
that's
the same thing happens.
That's exactly the same thing. Like the amount of times I've been, you know, we've finally got a gun round and Henry's like, guys, do I want Texas barbecue? Or I'm like, this is not okay. This is not okay. We all know he's going to have Texas barbecue. Why is he having to have a conversation about it? Counter-Strike, though, you did talk about Mirage, and my first question is going to be, did Liquid get it? I mean, we know that they're very competent. In fact, the only team that's bested mousebots on it in an offline environment. We haven't seen anyone else do so. And Yanko, as someone that's been preaching and praying about mousesports Mirage, is it safe to assume Liquid is strong on it?
Yeah, I think, you know, before they made the roster change, they were a very good team on the map. They were one of the ones who would have close games. They actually beat mousesports. One of their few losses is to Liquid. I believe it was at Star Series, actually. So I would put them at the time in the top 5. Their style is a bit distinctive on the map. A couple of, you know, brute force plays, explosions, and all of that. We'll see how the new look Liquid approaches the map.
And I wish I did have my laptop with me because I could quickly look at what maps they've played so far. I know we don't have that at the top of your head. Anything we can recall?
They got absolutely slammed on 2 maps yesterday. They played Cobblestone as the first one versus Gambit.
No.
Day 1.
Oh, yeah. But against Astralis, they won Mirage 16-14 with a 2v5 to close out the map. Then they lost Cash convincingly.
And Overpass.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Well, with that said, let's start the process and start understanding and thinking out loud while we do get to see how these vetoes play out. So, it's going to be goodbye Inferno and Nuke.
I think this is where for Gambit they go for the Okay, I'm not going to speculate. We're just going to see it and then discuss it.
I like this.
Overpass Mirage. I think for Liquid that obviously Mirage is still their go-to pick no matter what, and maybe a good fact for Gambit that they avoid that Cobblestone map that they already lost.
That's true.
The thing is, I don't see Liquid having as bad of a overpass as they did yesterday. They just got completely blown out of the server. But Gambit, in terms of going into this matchup, obviously we see what Mo can do historically on this. Has actually defeated Astralis on. I think that was at the major, right? Yeah. So looking at Liquid, I'm going to definitely be giving them Mirage. I think that they have that one in the bag. Put a bow on it. That one's probably already done. But with the players on your screen right now, maybe we'll try and tie it into the map of Mirage. I think I always say this time and time again. Naf is just hugely influential. He plays a lot of pivot positions where he's able to get involved on the CT side and make plays, get those multi-kills, and he loves a bit of bloodlust through the smoke. So expect some plays from Naffy Boy.
Yeah, I'm just excited to once again just see the implementation of Taco. I want to know if because he said he'll do anything to win. I want to know if any of that is fragging in Liquid, because he's, you know, no, that's not a criticism of him. It's just he's so unbelievably selfless. It's to the point where I'd like to see what Taco can do when he's just trying to hit headshots.
Yeah, I think for him, he has that mentality where he didn't move to Liquid to be a star of that team. He just, you know, wasn't enjoying his time in SK anymore, and he felt like Liquid was the best option for him. And he's a guy that will do anything for his team to win. He's been playing in a championship, major two-time major championship winning team in SK Gaming, so has obviously a lot to bring from that department, the connection with Zeus and all of that stuff. And I think if you looked for a support player, there was no one better than Taco that you could have picked up. Now, obviously, it's a process where there is an adjustment period. Astralis has been looking very strong, albeit probably wouldn't have expected 2 dominant wins like that yesterday, but I think here they are the favorite versus Gambit.
Taco did say when we got to question him the other day that when he is playing in this team, it's not the ride or die entry fragging. He doesn't always have to be the first guy in. So that fragging potential that you're talking about, Alex, there is a chance to see more out of him, to see more impact. It's not going to be the same as SK where he's down there on 10 frags while Cold Zero, Fallen, and Fur are up there on, you know, the 20s, 22s. But I think that it is going to obviously take time because of that whole transitional period that they had where they only got to practice for 4 days. But they do feel like Liquid have stated that's like plug and play, right? Like they're just putting him into a lot of the similar positions that he was before. Obviously, Cobblestone, he was playing the A bomb site, but that's a nice thing as a player to get to mix it up, watch some demos, learn a new spot. It's reinvigorating as a way.
Yeah, and he was kind of implying that as well in the interview we gave before. Now we get to hear from Gambit as well. Of course, Hobbit, Dosia seized Adrian and Mo. And I really am still just, like, as someone that tends to have a question for everything and an answer for anything and something to say about everything, I struggle with Gambit at this point, Yanko, truly.
For Gambit, you have to look no further than their win-loss column, right?
Yeah.
They are below 50%. You know, a major champion almost a year ago now, and then has 4 of the players still in the team and still can't find really any footing, and just tells you how important leadership is within a team. They've been shuffling it around, Dosha and Adren, just Hobbit, Seas now, so it's all over the place, and it has caused a dip in performance for every single individual within that team, really. And that's the main reason why they are not a relevant team anymore when it comes to Tier 1 tournaments. Hobbit and Adren are simply not the players they used to be a year ago.
And they definitely need to become those players again, or you're going to have similar scenes to what they are experiencing in the Mountain Dew League, where they can't even make it to the top 8 to even fight for a playoff spot to get into the Pro League. They're struggling against opponents who you'd be expecting a major champion to be wiping the floor with. But if Adren and Hobbit can get back to the form that we experienced with them before the major, around the major last year, this team could be dangerous. It's just, I don't know if Seas can come into this roster as someone that has not an established leader, take over the leadership role from someone else and get the respect that he's going to need. They need someone who's strong in that position. And where is that going to come from in this region? I guess the only player who's not Zeus is Angel, and Angel's happy at Hellraisers right now, isn't he?
What about you go shopping and you grab Blade?
Well, he just got Lollipop 21k.
Yeah, he's happy.
He's super happy.
Yeah?
He's living the life.
He's got Lollipop, Markelov,
World Edit,
Waylander, all the boys.
He's not even an opera anymore, so I don't know what he's doing anymore.
Okay.
But let's leave talks about Flipside for, you know, maybe one time this year we're going to see them at any tournament.
When they get that sticker money again. But jokes aside,
I think they're done for
it is time. Yeah, that didn't work out. This is the serious one now, guys. I have to ask you a question.
Okay.
Now, look. You've already made it clear your intentions. You've already made it clear that you think Gambit are struggling, but I need a real prediction from you. I want to know whether you think Liquid or Gambit, which one of them is going to go home and which one is going Dome. That's right, the Dome awaits playoffs tomorrow. This is where I turn to you, and this is serious. Who's going home? Who's going Dome, Chad?
I think Liquid are going to Le Dome.
Ooh, la la.
And unfortunately, Gambit are going home.
It's quite a nice, picturesque-looking house, actually.
I would like that to be my house, actually. Yeah.
Especially if you're from the CIS. I think for Gambit, they're going to go to the Le Home, as Chad likes to put it.
La Maison.
Yeah, and Liquid going to the Dome.
Look at that. Fantastic. I have to do this as well, don't I?
Yeah. You're good at predictions.
I've really been good at predictions.
Really one of the best.
You wouldn't believe it, guys. I think I'd like to go home.
Oh.
And I also want to go to the Dome, so I'm kind of split. Gambit are going home. That's my call.
Okay. So where are Liquid going?
Liquid are going to the Dome.
Oh, okay.
Obviously.
That's implied. Sorry,
I knew that. Jeez.
I apologize.
Chad doesn't understand it, but our casters understand this whole idea. They understand this whole gimmick.
I think I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so there's a Dome and there's a home. One of them's going there.
Well,
and
we're
so,
in the Dome
Henry,
right
my
now.
question to you is, who's going home and who's going to the Dome?
Oh, it's a tough one. Vince, what are you feeling?
Oh, mate, it's definitely Gambit going home.
Oh,
And
okay.
Liquid are going to the Dome, Alex.
There you go.
Woo! Hype!
I've just used
can't
these as
even sell
fans.
it.
I'm getting pretty sweaty in here. This has been perfect for me. I kind of like sorted myself out now. Not going to be taking the shirt off this cast, luckily for you, Vince, or maybe unlucky. Who knows?
Yeah, gutted.
Okay, right, we're going to get the hell out of here. In fact, we'll bring our signs to you and be additional fanning power.
Nice.
You guys enjoy the game.
Thank you so much. Here we go, the final best of 3 of the evening. Every game so far have been 2-0. This one certainly could be as well. Gambit haven't looked very good for the last 6 months, ever since the major victory. Really, they've looked out of position, and hopefully Liquid do show us some of that form they've been showing with Taco in the lineup. He's actually looked pretty decent overall, and we'll see whether they can manage to topple them on Overpass here. Gambit were quite specialist at one point on this particular map, but with Seized as the in-game leader right now, it doesn't seem like a team I'm that excited about, and for Liquid not to be in the dome, I think that would be a bit of a travesty at this point. I think their skill is much higher. I think their coordination, their overall teamwork looks much better than Gambit's, and it should be a 2-0 in my opinion. You can see the odds. It says it all.
Yeah, I fully agree. I can't really add anything to that, honestly. If you just go back to how they played each other in the previous matchup, very simple for Liquid, very easy for them. We were kind of curious as to where the Taco would be able to fit in if you'd maybe unlock the likes of Elige, Nitro Twists.
Sure.
It looked too easy for them. That being said, though, obviously that's a best of 1. This is a best of 3, whole different ball game altogether, and they've had a bit more time now to maybe think of ways to deal with Liquid. But even after all that being said, I still cannot see Liquid losing this game.
I don't either. I think 3 maps is certainly possible, especially with Overpass first. Very technical map, and Gambit have been together a lot longer, but we'll see what happens here. There's going to be the key sniper. He was pretty sensational yesterday, I would say. Nitro is actually looking very good with the AWP. It is an AWP-centric map. He'll be up against Mo, who's looked a little bit quiet with the AWP as of late, so we'll see whether Nitro will come out on top. Very decent player in the North American region. Obviously, Elige in there as well. One of the absolute greats of North America. And we'll see how this one develops. We'll be getting into this one momentarily. There's a best of 3 kicking things off on Overpass. There's Elige on your screen right now. And the addition of Taco does bring in a sensational support player, someone that, like you said, unlocked some of the absolute potential of the SK boys, who are no longer in the tournament, which is very surprising. Vince, what do you think about that?
Mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I mean, you expect SK to be in the qualifiers, you expect G2 to be in the qualifiers, neither.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to think about.
We've
that,
lost
really.
all the French teams now. Envious have dropped out today as well. So it's unfortunate. We would have loved to have seen G2 in the dome, but they have gone home. And that is adding a massive question mark around that team. You'd think, especially at this event, they'd be prepared, they'd be ready to be gunning to get in those, at least the playoffs. Like, that's normally where G2 do their best work, is in the group stages. They normally look phenomenal and world beaters in the group stages. This time they look very flat indeed, so that's a shame. But even so, we'll be focusing on this game. Obviously, it's going to be the final game of the day. There's Hobbit, a player that's significantly dropped off in terms of form. He was pushed into the in-game leader role for a while. It seems like an absolute mess over in Gambit right now. You bring in Seized to replace Fitch, who that's already significantly less firepower. He actually started dropping off significantly in Na'Vi when he became the in-game leader. Is that going to happen again? I don't know, but the game is about to start. Ladies and gentlemen, here we come. It will be Overpass, and it will be Gambit starting on the T side here. 4 sets of armor, 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs. Most teams do favor B. No upgraded pistols. There is a defuse kit for Nafly, a player I'm a very big fan of. We'll see whether he can perform here today.
Yeah, for me, I think Liquid would have been pretty happy with this draw to get Gambit again. So they've really got to make the most of it. In terms of the weaponry, Nafly with his kit. Nitro in connector, already in for 2 kills alongside Elige, and that was rapid. Nothing Gambit could have done about that, just tanking bullets with their faces. I don't advise that.
No, definitely not. 5 on 3, still with a smoke, but this round feels like it might be done. Nitro got himself in a great position there. Still plenty of time to recover. Dosia, Adren, and Seized trying to see what's available to them, but they've got no real map control. They know Nitro's in the connector. They've got to find him first. He's got the USP, obviously a huge range advantage. Holds by the ladder for now. And Gambit just trying to recover at this point and just don't have any intel as to what's happening.
Well, looking at the silver lining, at least they still have their utility alive in Seized hands, and they still have the bomb too, but other than that's not looking good. Seized, however, is going to put Nitro down, able to transition across to the USP. So things looking up in the last few moments on the side of Gambit. However, still trailed by a player. Time has been slowly ticking away, picking up pace. Twisk just hopping up and down to watch both Bathroom and Long simultaneously. He's about to find out that it's going to be an A hit. That call will come through, and it's down to Naflight. He could put this round to rest by himself, but he's gone down. Twist and Leash, though, answer the fall. The call of their fallen comrade, I should say, and now seized. Well, he's going to try and fake the bomb. That's just to his death. So Liquid started the round off very well in Connector, and they finish off in style.
There we go. And we'll be 1-0 Liquid to find the first couple of kills. Gambit get a couple in return, but unfortunately didn't get much going. The bomb was not planted. There will be a force buy, I would assume at this point. CZ coming out for Gambit, PG-50s as well. A couple of smokes, and I'd assume they'll try and smoke in towards the B side. We'll see whether they end up. They're going to be challenging towards Connector and Middle by the looks of things. Motor going first, the flash, and they'll see if they can find these kills as they smoke off the bathroom and start to head quickly towards top middle.
Nitro aggressive once more. Into playgrounds, but Dozier, Adren, and Mo already up close on the site would be able to get a forced bomb down. There's no way Naflight can stop that. He has stopped Mo and Dozier dead in their tracks, but Adren answers back in kind. And Liege with another one. And Adren, he's got to be pixel perfect with his aim alongside C. They have brought it back to a 2-on-2 though. Post plan, going to be asking a lot of Liquid. Especially if Gambit can relocate back into the bathrooms, which they've been able to do. Taco, just checking Long, no one's there. Smoke onto the site, Taco's going to go for the full defuse. He has the kit, Twist playing bodyguard, and he's not going to be able to get the kills, but he buys up enough time for the defuse. And Liquid will pick up another one, but that was way too close.
It was indeed. The bomb being planted and a lot of kills coming in there. Just one player surviving. Team Liquid could suggest they're going to be forcing again. And I think they are, Vince. I see the Scout being purchased. The Galils are coming out. The MAC-10s. Dozier yet to buy. What's he going to go for? The Deagle armor. So it's a bold move. It's a risk, but they want to see if they can shut down Liquid and get themselves right back in this game nice and quickly. It's going to be Team Liquid. Maybe not anticipating this. They'll have an inkling for sure. But the one AKFCs, that has to be the secret weapon here. Don't want to fire off on us too early. Adren goes down quickly. And it will be Naflight. Low HP, but will be falling back with a good smoke placed.
They get the kill, and they get out. First confrontation working out for Liquid. Legion, in the meanwhile, going to take some initiative and push straight through Connector. Could very well go up the ladder around the back of Gambit. Every step he takes is more information gathered. And more lost for Gambit. He doesn't want to pull the trigger too early here. Actually has gone in for it, and to be fair, he gets the kill on Dozier. I was just a bit worried that the MP9 wouldn't have the firepower at that range to outright get the kill. The Scout does come in, but Gambit, they trail by a player.
Scout shot was pretty tasty, but that's been thrown away now. Picking up the Galil. 4 versus 3. This was a big gamble to take on the Gambit side. One player towards Long, 2 in the bathrooms, 40 seconds here. They have got one smoke, Molotov, and a flashbang. It's going to be seized, holding towards the middle area. He's got the only significant rifle there. 30 seconds. Just jumping for information. Final commitment comes in. Utility deployed. Damage inflicted, but no more kills just yet. Nitro takes care of that. Takes down 2. Nafly with a 3rd. And it will be the 3-0-4 player surviving on Team Liquid. That force buy from Gambit doesn't really yield the sort of result they wanted. They wanted at least a bomb plant there, Vince. Don't get anything ready for it at all.
Absolutely. A bomb plant or a whole bunch of kills, and they got neither. Just the one onto Elish, who himself got an MP9 frag, so he's sat pretty with his bank balance right now. Got a few players on decent money. Gambit, just P250s, and a Deagle, no nades to speak of. Especially considering that Liquid will be the favourites to take this entire best of 3. To be off to a start with this stature, that's only going to build their confidence.
Absolutely. Great start coming in. Nitro to be pushing up towards middle. Release with the first frag. Should be a couple more coming in very soon. There it is, Nitro getting it done with the AK-47, asserting his dominance towards middle. Looking to finish things off. Adren does get one in return. He is low HP, but steals away a kill. 4-on-2. Hobbit, PT-50. No nades. It's looking almost certain to be the 4-0 now. Bomb down.
Certainly is Henry. Hobbit and Adren. 2 players that, the back of the major, the amount of hype behind these guys was unreal. And now, just a couple of whispers, really. Adren, When we casted him the last time, had some moments with Mo on train, I believe it was. They were few and far between. Adren with his 13 health now picks up an AK-47. Nearly can transition the spray onto Naflight. 24 health will keep him alive for the time being. Hobbit's now going to go to that same AK with the bomb. But from here on out, Liquid should just be able to starve him of positioning, should be able to starve him of getting anywhere close to these sites. He's going to push up long now. Checking bathrooms, no one's home. Smoke on long. Liquid stalling as much as they can. Now for Hobbit, needs to make sure he just doesn't die after time. So
That's true.
at least he has the economy ticking forward for him.
4-0. Maximum loss bonus on the cusp now. There will be AKs purchased, the first gun round for Gambit. And so Orb comes out for Mo. Money has been kept relatively low for Liquid. They're not spiraling out of control right now, but they have got the AWP in Nitro's hands. Like we said, he had a great game yesterday with the AWP. We'll see if he can continue that form. Round number 5, we'll have a look at what kind of approach the CTs are bringing. They go for an aggressive stance. It looks like Elise wants to get into that connector. Good grenade from Nitro. Does hit Hobbit. Looking for anyone crossing towards long, and Naflight might find himself in a spot above here. Looking for any sort of aggressive play. Mo, guaranteed kill. Surely takes down Naflight. Good positioning. 5 on 3. This is looking good for Gambit now. Can Nitro get anything in return? That's the question.
So much better and rapidly get into this position as well. Only about 20-30 seconds have passed, and already Unleash and Naflight will play no further part of round 5. Twists trying to hold on to B by himself. Yeah,
he went for the reaction play at the Monster Tunnel. Did get one in return. That was seized. So removing the in-game lead up gives them a fighting chance here. Lining up smokes towards the A side. That could be a ruse. They still have the option to fall back towards B if they want to. Bomb currently sat in the playground. There's the smoke we saw throughout. Taco speculatively fires off some bullets through the smoke there. Less than a minute remaining. A will be their final commitment. Low HP player towards middle. Nitro could take care of him.
Nitro feeling compelled to play aggressive, knowing that they're trailing. There's the first. And that is going to open up bathroom. While Bank is being held onto by Adren. Nitro peering across, knowing that the bomb is now planted Bank's side, especially as Adren takes down Taco on the backside, who was looking towards the dumpster. Is it feasible for Liquid to go for this retake, I wonder? They do have a kit and a couple nades, but surely they want to hold on to the AWP and the FAMAS.
I think you're right. The money hasn't got itself at a fantastic position, but they'll definitely give it a look. Twist only got the FAMAS. He'll see if anyone will give him a free kill. He could even upgrade to an M4 there from Taco's body if he wanted to. Does hear the footsteps running now. Hobbit was caught his knife out. I think the trade comes through. Adren will find a Twist. It is going to be 4-1. Gambit with a couple of opening picks there. Comes down to 2-1 in the end, but Nitro will be saving the AWP. There we have it. Gambit first round on the board. Mo will save the AWP as well. Adren 3 kills in the round. 6 and 4 now. They have arrived. Money is an okay place. It's just in position for Liquid considering they saved that AWP. And forced to be purchased. Here's the opening picks. Elise falling back from that connector. Taco caught out of position. It was a nice pounce from Gambit to get towards the A side. You can see Nitro had no idea they'd already planted. He was still in the bar from finding kills when the C4 went down. It's Nitro now once again aggressing towards middle. I think Taco, did he get spammed up through the boxes on short? He definitely did. He's on 36 HP. Nice little grab walk spray. That's all he'll find. Lucky to get one, if I'm honest, considering his HP. 4 and 4, he'll take it. That does give a slight advantage towards the Gambit side now.
They got pummeled through the short wall. So to get a 1-for-1 trade with 36 health, not bad at all.
Take that.
It does, however, mean that Liquid will have to spread themselves a little bit thinly. Overpass, of course, a map, though, where you can place someone around Heaven. It's a very quick rotation on either side. And as a result of Gambit actually stacking over on the B side, they're not sure that Liquid haven't pushed into the likes of Playground or Balloon, so they're going to take quite a bit of time now just to check all these angles and make sure that isn't the case.
Yeah.
It's something that Alicia's been doing in particular, and Nitro have been playing very aggressive onto Balloons. I think Dozier feels comfortable saying that there's no one there now.
Looks like they'll finish up towards B. Twists. Great fragger for Team Liquid. Needs at least 2 here. I'll have a player with him. Twist gets 1, make it 2, bomb down. They'll take the man advantage up the seas to get the trade. Lovely stuff. Gets it done. Assertive positioning. Smokes off the rotations, and now Bomb can make its way towards the site.
Beautiful spray control by Twist. Could that be the determining factor as Elige goes in? Mo on the receiving end of a battering, courtesy of that FAMAS. And now seized. Not necessarily a player you'd expect to have a huge amount of impact in clutch rounds, but with a bomb planted, it forces a CT to come to him. And Elige has no problems getting that defuse in.
Great stuff by Elige. You can see Nitro anticipating the play through the CT Graffiti entrance, hoping that Seas would maybe come around the back, but Elige pushes up short, finds him looking elsewhere, and that spray control, absolutely right. That's phenomenal from Twist. Great talent, young player. I think he recently turned 18. So it'll be 5-1. There'll be a timeout for Gambit here. They got the bomb down, but that is a pretty harsh reset. You can see the money on the screens right now. I don't need to break it down for you. It would be a force buy at best. They'll have a couple of AKs available. Coach at Gambit now discussing the options. This is their first timeout, and Overpass not going too well right now. We'll have a look at the scoreboard while we're here. 7 kills for Elige. At the bottom is Taco with 2 and 2. Top of the boards for Gambit is Adren, 6 and 5 at the bottom. Dosia at 2 and 6. Hobbit, actually, I beg your pardon, on 0 and 6. He actually hasn't fragged anything at all yet. He has had a few assists. That's why he finds himself in the 4th place in the board. But, yeah, not really posting any frags as of yet. The unpause comes through. It is not going to be a force buy. It will be a partial buy. CZs, PT50s, Deagles. They've got the 1 smoke. You can either go very fast towards B, just use 1 smoke, flash over. But they seem to be focusing more on the connector position. That's where 3 players will make their way, hoping that a CT gets aggressive at the start. They'll be holding up and then encroaching on the choke point, seeing if any CTs are ready to fight. But as we discussed earlier in the week, when you're up against pistols, you don't really want to get in those tight choke points. You want to take advantage of the fact you've got 2 AWPs right now. You've got rifles. Let's make them come to us, and they're going to have little to no utility. Fast play towards A is actually looking quite good for Gambit. No one going to be stopping them just yet, but Nitro's there. He misses 1 shot. He's done for. That's not going to be happening, though. Lovely position to take 1 down, and then Elige to back him up. Great teamwork.
And a 2-man death squad in effect, but they need to be careful because Adren is coming around the backside. In fact, Hobbit goes in for 2, so Lightning will strike twice. Finally gets himself some kills. Adren with the AWP, Dozier with the M4. Neither of them possess Kevlar, though. Aim punch can be a real issue for Dozier. You could see there his aim was just going all over the place. As soon as Taco started to drill towards him, and Adren can't fare much better. So Liquid continue their winning ways, but as a result of Gambit's patience, they will now have a buy coming in.
Certainly will, Vince. Pretty decent round for Hobbit there, managing to get 2 quick kills at the PT50. That player was very low. Nitro, after missing the 2nd shot, had to be bailed out by Elige. But guns back in favor for Gambit. 6-1, AKs. We'll have smokes, flashbangs, and I expect more of a default round here. What's Elige up to? He seems to be the more aggressive player of the squad right now. They'll be native towards T-steps. No real damage inflicted. And falling back, Nitro positions himself towards long this time in the bathrooms. You can see Dozier and co waiting for anyone to push long, and Elige could be thinking about it. Dinner's on the floor again, Vince. We're casting from a canteen, as you can hear. But for now, all quiet on Overpass. No one really pushing anything at all on Gambit's side. Just holding up for aggression from Team Liquid. Twist and Taco given the responsibility of the bomb side. That smoke has missed. This is going to be really uncomfortable now.
10 health.
Now, did it land in this? Was that a bit of the CSGO bug where sometimes it doesn't go off? It just bounces in there? Or did it just miss the flames? I couldn't quite make it out.
I think he missed it.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but my gut reaction was he missed that, and it cost him 90 health.
Sure.
So that's significant now for Liquid. You can see they're having to play more passively as a direct result. They can't watch Close Monster, they can't watch Barrels. These are tailor-made positions for Molotov and HG. They're going to line up for Adren. And he's not going to miss from there. Seized reloading. Will get plucked out by Elige. Gambit maintain a player advantage in a post-plant situation. And Liquid don't have incendiaries, they don't have HEs to get rid of any of these nasty positions. And there's a boost going up. Fortunately, though, Elige sees it. The whole point is to try and get into heaven. Oof. Hobbit gets the kill over Mo, just takes it from under his nose, and now it's the 2 AWPs, actually, and a 2-on-3 retake. Yeah, you don't really have much of a hope of getting that done.
Nitro gets 1 consolation frag there, makes things expensive for Gambit. And a second, you're right. Where did that come from? So it does make things a little bit more complicated for Gambit there, but lovely stuff from Adren. You're right. There was a coordinated execution towards the B side, design Molotovs to isolate the CTs on the other side. You see them both hugging in the water, hoping they wouldn't be found, but Adren sniffed them out, sprayed them both down. That was pretty much round at that point. Elige, decent attempt to take down the boosted player towards Heaven at least, but wasn't quite enough. Decent flanks coming in from Gambit, managing to win the round, but Nitro, he made it very expensive indeed. There's even going to be Galil's brought out for Gambit at this point.
This is it here. So he throws the smoke down.
Yeah, just outside
just outside.
Flames, I think. A little bit unfortunate. Could have been a different round altogether.
You can see the knock-on effect it had. You said it yourself. They went into water. They had to clump up. I think he had the back turn because they expected flashbangs to come in.
But you think if that smoke's down, that's like 20 seconds where he can just sit in that position, hold the monster, doesn't even have to fall back, doesn't take any damage from that Molotov already, maybe like 30 at most. But yeah, small little details like that really dictate the outcome of these big rounds. But good news is for Liquid, they did save 2 AWPs. Good round from Gambit, did enjoy it. Always fun to find 2 players fully blind in the water. So Galil's, though, that's the problem. Those Nitro kills certainly have a knock-on effect here. Round number 9, and Gambit really need to avoid the reset here. They need consecutive rounds. This could be double eco territory as the rush B comes in. Who's going to be defending? Nafly, Twist, and Taco ready and waiting. Good flash from Taco. Twist actually going to be mowing them down now. Lovely stuff. Bomb down this round. Looks almost like nothing will be achieved by Gambit.
I have to try and take one of these AWPs away, and Adren has gone in for kills. Oh, what a shot! But Nitro and Twist from the backside will make sure that Adren is not going to be able to post up any heroics.
Wow.
Cut them down to size. Damn, that second shot in particular was beautiful.
Yeah, showing us what he's capable of there. That was quite spicy. The second kill especially. Good night, Nafly. Put to bed. And unfortunately, like I said, no bomb going down. It does mean there will be an eco of sorts here. C's going for that tactical purchase. Not really the name I want building the AK, you know. Like I want maybe a Hobbit and a Dren in these tactical purchases. We see this a lot of Na'Vi. It's a CIS thing. It's most common, and we see Simple will purchase the AK-47. His teammates will be full eco. He finds one opening, maybe 2. The round can then fall on its head. But C's, I'm not really thinking that's going to be the player to crack it all open and finding the picks they need.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I mean, you can justify giving Simple a bit of armor and an AK and saying, you know, unleash the beast, just go and destroy everyone. C's doesn't really breathe that same kind of confidence in you. Speaking of which, though, he is going to manage to get the kill on the Liege there. That was a bit of an awkward confrontation. Doesn't seem like it's going to end up mattering a great deal, though, because Liquid have stabilized with the 2 AWPs getting in kills. Nitro with 2, Nafly with 1, and Hobbit and Dozier together on the short side of Bathroom. Let's see if maybe they can use these weapons. One drop from C's, the other drop from Elige.
What to do here, Vince? 4 on 2, 40 seconds. They have got an HE, that's about it. MP9 for Hobbit. They sneak their way towards the A side, but Nafly is ready and waiting. Plucks one off. That should be the round. Dozier will do his best, but unfortunately, nothing will be achieved. I think another eco is going to have to be called for Gambit at this point. Remember that tactical purchase, got nothing for it. Remember, it was Hobbit who was struggling earlier on. He got his 2 kills at a PT-50. He's found 2 more. 4 and 10 now. 3 and 8 for Mo. Mo's having a real slump at this point. It feels like at one point when he's in Hellraisers, he was looking like a bright up-and-comer, comes in, wins a major. You think, right, this is going to be something special now. We'll see whether he can maintain this form, and the answer's been a resounding no, I'm afraid. Hasn't really impressed me since that massive upset, I guess you can say, of them winning the major. It is a bit of a B-rush here. A bit of utility deployed. They found 1 kill. Elige will be hunting for the rest. The bomb is down on the site, 1 minute 30, and another great kill from Nafly. So many capable AWPers in this squad. Dozier gets consolation frag. Money getting to a pretty decent position now for Liquid, and it feels that this map is spiraling out of control.
It sure is, and it's gathering pace.
Yes.
It doesn't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. And yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it does seem for Gambit, for me, they don't have a player that's going to explode and just crack open a map.
It used to be Adren, when in their best form, when they had an in-game leader, like it felt like, okay, this guy is nuts. He can be a world-class player. He can turn games on his head single-handedly. But we saw a glimmer of that in that round. They didn't win. He got a couple of nice headshots there. We need to see that with more relevancy. Nitro this time pushing off towards short. Hobbit's there, going for the frag. Can't quite find it. Nitro overcommits. He could have waited 2 more seconds and got that kill, but Hobbit will punish him for his mistake. And we'll see whether there's 5 on 4. Will hopefully yield something for Gambit. I want to see them at least give us a deep game here. We can't have 2-0s the entirety of today. Sure, it's great for scheduling fans, Vince, but we're Counter-Strike fans.
Absolutely right. And we got 6 maps yesterday into best of 3s. So hopefully this is going to be a series that delivers, but so far it has been a bit of a dud for Gambit. That being said, Nitro, who has been one of the main men on Overpass, is down, but Hobbit missing out on that spray. These are the kind of kills he would have got before.
Yeah, well, that's called a reaction play from the CTs. As soon as you lose a man, you need to think, where can we get a kill back in our favor? Pushing off of a flashbang towards short, it's always going to be quite promising for the CTs. They do get a kill, and Seas jumps at the opportunity to get in towards his B bomb site. Can he find any more players here? That's been a pretty decent game from him so far. They've actually got an open site. Twist allows them to have B, as he will fall back. Doesn't know there's anyone here whatsoever. Everyone's on A. They might have to save at this point.
Yeah, I think they've already made a decision to save. They're like, okay, we're giving up B. If they go A, we've got a really solid crossfire. If they plant B, whatever, we save. We've got a 9-2 lead at the end of the day, so we can afford a round here.
I think that's a really nice way to break it down. Just thinking like, okay, well, we'll give it that side of the map. If they do make a huge mistake, we've got the firepower here to challenge them and necessarily win the round. But if we just put one player in B, if he goes down, even with just 1 kill, we still can't win the round, right? We can't put 2 players in there. We don't really have the manpower to work with right now. So that's a really good call from Team Wicked. You're absolutely right. 9-2 up. Why take any risks? Why destroy your own economy here? You can see it's not exactly amazing at this stage. Gambit are fragging and the rounds are losing. So it's keeping Team Liquid relatively modest as there it is. 3rd round comes in, 9-3. They are on the T side. If they can get 5, that's still an okay half. It's not great, but it's fine. As we'll move things forward to round number 13. Orb in the hands of Mo, 3 and 9 for him. Dosia, one of the key players usually for Gambit, 4 and 11. Not getting much done here today. Still very early days. Remember, best of 3 winner will be joining us in the quarterfinals in the arena tomorrow, Ladong. And unfortunately, losers do go home. Liquid are certainly the heavy favourites.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think many people would doubt that. I think the fan vote came in and it was like 70 to 30, something about.
Well, look at the odds right now at the top of your screen. That says it all.
Most people would agree that Gambit at the underdog, and sometimes that can prove for very exciting games, but not so much so far. Attack goes up in a trade against Seized and will come out second best. Seized down to 28, but he'll thank his lucky stars that he still has a part to play in this round.
He used to make that play a lot in SK Gaming, and I don't think the spray control was really there, unfortunately. I think he falls back as soon as he loses the advantage. Easy kill shortly for Gambit here. Not as easy as you'd like. They still maintain the man advantage. Nafly on his own for now. Needs to try and hold them off. He has got Hobbit towards short. A lot to do here, Naf. What have you got for me? Less than a minute remaining. But mistakes to be made. There it is. Naf walks into Hobbit's CORSAIR, but Ali's still here, trying to make this round favourable.
Hobbit sprinting in. Seemed like he had his nade or knife out. So Alige will get the comfortable kill in the end, and now he's going to look for more. The bomb is starting to transition its way across to the B side of the map. 30 seconds left. They don't have time to rotate, but fortunately, Mo able to put the AWP bullet down range and hit Alige. Nitro propping himself up into heaven. Be hoping that he can thwart this B attack, but no one's showing themselves just yet. That flashbang perfectly timed to see Seas to take more of an aggressive wide peak position. And with the molly landing in the face of Nitro, that pretty much has finalized the round. It is going to go the way of Gambit.
It absolutely is. 9-4 guaranteed at this point. Well played. Taco try to get aggressive towards the monster tunnel there, get themselves a pick. C's ready and waiting for it though, pretty much dodged the flashbang. I think at that point, there was a window for Taco to get back. That's when you need to take it. You've lost the advantage at that point. The surprise element isn't there. You've got no fallback strategy taken down. And that could be an eco as well, because the AWP was completely lost there for Nitro. And maybe take the full eco at this point and see whether you can win out the last round. Gambit back in this map at least.
Certainly, it's not out the realms of possibility to get a 9-6 now, and that's wouldn't be a bad T-half, especially considering how this one started out. CZ, Deagle, and P250, couple flashbangs, well, 3 in total. Twist possesses 2 of them. They have Kevlar on him as well, and stacking B pretty heavily. But Gambit, they're going up long. So it looks like they are going to be able to avoid all those bodies on the B side. So this is starting to get into a bit more of an interesting first half now,
Absolutely.
Henry.
Yeah, 9-6 comes in. We've got an absolute game in our hands. It was looking very scary when they were 9-2 down, Gambit, but they've turned it around. Bomb planted. Doesn't look like Liquid will have much to say about this one. Twist did get armor. He spent a bit more money than his teammates. He still has almost the most amount of cash, so he might just want to save the CZ and armor at this point. He's got a couple of flashbangs as well, so that'll save some cash going forward. As we enter the final round of the first half, Gambit with their 5th round guaranteed at this point. Now if does get a kill, we can still with the AK away. That'd be fantastic for him. So they might just do that.
Yep, having the AK-47 is going to be a nice bonus, and now they look to push in. They maybe want more. In terms of getting the round, it's not going to happen. They don't have a kit, and Adren is just going to town with his AK-47. Mo will do the rest, and Liquid will concede. I suppose in the back of their minds they're thinking we only have 1 round left, we've got more than enough funds to get a full buy,
Exactly.
but I feel most players prefer the AK over the M4, right?
Yeah, absolutely, especially on the CT side as well. It means you can hold those defensive angles a bit more aggressively, go for the one-taps and actually challenge some of the tighter angles. But yeah, you want to get the AK and fall back of it, that would be more preferential, absolutely. As we get into the final round, this is actually looking quite competitive now. Liquid chasing for double digits.
Elige, he accidentally bought a scout, which means he has no nades or a
right.
kit.
That's gutting, isn't it?
That's actually pretty significant. It's a lot less nades they can play with now.
Cool boost, though, towards the short pipe. Obviously, to spot the heads, hoping the player just walks through and he can rip it clean off. Yeah, that is gutting. Scout, that's going to be costing him all his utility, the fuse kit, helmet, pretty much everything.
And Nitro's gone down first. Gambit systematically shutting down B. 2 players remain there, but they're both on the short side and they're being smoked out. Twist hiding behind. Sandbag somehow actually finds a way of threading the either needle, and so does Nafline. Taco seized, duel to the death with Twist, who's already very low, courtesy of Adren. Will be finalized, but now Elige and Nafline have a 2-on-2 to try and take down. That's a hell of a shot by Seized.
Yeah, he's got 4 kills so far. He's on for the ace right now, Vince, and surely they're going to get that bomb and go back towards the ace side. Elige left in a 2-on-1. Fantastic round from Seized. Surely 9-6 coming in here. I don't see a world where Elige can pull this one back. If he had the kit, if he had the nades, maybe. But at this point, it's looking very unlikely. Bomb should be planted momentarily. He does detect it is an ace-sided attack. Looks towards B for now, but Seized is pretty far away. Definitely got time to plant. But it's going to take him a while to get there.
Just spotted the scout on the ground. That could end up being the difference maker. Yes. For either Detective Chad maybe later on to analyze. But the bomb is going to start to get planted on A. Elige making a move up towards bank. Molotov on the dumpster would have stopped his path anyway. He's a player of exceptional skill, Elige, but this could just come down to raw timing. He's looking the wrong way. One of the players is on the truck, just edging round the corner, and it will be Dozier to finish off the half. Gambit, in 6 rounds, really not bad. At one point, they were 9-2 behind.
In the context of this half, not bad at all. They were 9-2 down, Vince. They really stepped it up. Seized especially some great frags coming from him. Really going above and beyond expectations there, I would say. No one really expected to get almost an ace in big, high-impact rounds. So there we have it. It will be a competitive game here. I thought at 9-2 we were going to get another blowout, but this one is on. We'll see what the second half brings. They'll take some time here to discuss their options for the pistol. And obviously now Elige and Co swapping over towards that T side. There's Taco, the latest addition. Didn't catch our chats yesterday. Team Liquid had about 5 days practice with Taco, trying to fix some of the issues they've been having. Some of the maps just out of their reach in terms of the pool. Like they feel like they're not really ready on a few of them, just trying to plug holes wherever they can. But there might be a slight issue on the Gambit side. We see them all hunched over one computer, trying to work out what's going on. So it might be a little bit longer before we get going here in the second half. I'll look at the scoreboard while we're here as we finish the half. 14 kills for Naflight. He's at the very top of Team Liquid. Everyone's pretty equal in terms of distribution. And on the Gambit side, the very top is Adren. He had some great rounds there. Keyboard dead, I think, says Dozier. How in pro gaming? I have never had a keyboard die on me.
Me neither.
Ever. I've been gaming for almost 20 years. and I've never had a keyboard die me. It's just not happened. It doesn't. When I'm playing, it goes up, dead. That's it's dead.
I've had
Not
a death.
again.
I had the same keyboard for like literally 12 years, and I got rid of it because the keys were getting so worn down. It didn't die. It still worked. So I don't know how that's possible.
Oh, they spilled water on it, I think. Reasonable.
Brilliant.
There it is.
As
Here
the
comes
game.
Mod with the admin towel. Oh dear, why does this happen so much? This is why at ESL events they have these little like cup holders, you know, so you can like put your water off the desk. Like it's beneath the desk. I'm not sure if they have that here, but water should be kept away from electronics at all time. I think that's a reasonable thing to say, especially soda and stuff like that. That's going to wreak havoc on the mechanics inside the keyboard. There's Taco. Cheeky chap.
He's just threatened to shoot us, and now he's got his love heart.
Yeah, his
Make your
motto
mind up,
is
mate.
God forgives, Taco doesn't. He's trying to make himself a bit of a villain, I think, but a lovable one.
I see. It's very important as well in the context of this game that Gambit actually picked Overpass.
Sure.
So this is their choice of map. Had they have lost that half really poorly as it was looking like it was going to happen, that puts them in horrible stead for the rest of this best of 3. So maybe they can just about navigate their way to this first map after all. Having the players with no headsets on is never a great sign for how long it's going to take. I assume they just have to get a new keyboard from somewhere.
Yeah, but you are aware that no pro brings any spares to the event.
Yep.
Not even a mouse these days, it seems. If anything goes wrong, there's no spares available. There's no new balls, please. It's all just like panic. What can we find? Ask other pros. You've got the same keyboard. Use this. This could take a while.
It seems like such a small thing as well to cause a delay, you know?
He's
Like a
dropped
keyboard.
a load of water on his keyboard. Well, I guess it does happen. I've maybe casted this particular event, a keyboard, getting a drink on it, I would say 4 times in my 3 years. So, there you go. Oh, what does that mean? Is he doing like the 3D, like the Dudley Boys back in the day? Is that what he's going
I'm
for?
not even sure what that means. Like, my mind's going to very perverted places, though. I'll say that much, which I'm obviously not going to say.
Yeah, probably for the best. But Team Liquid will have to wait patiently here. Taco's asked for an update. I'm kind of interested as well. I'll keep an eye on the chat and see what's going on there. If you are just joining us, it's the first map at the best of 3, the final best of 3 of the day. We've actually done very well in the scheduling. This map, I don't think was supposed to start until 7 p.m. So there you go, a couple hours ahead. But Gambit trying to sabotage our great efforts. And the winner, just to reiterate, does go through to the qualifiers in the arena tomorrow, the Dom in beautiful Marseille. Loser will be going home. He's the new appointed in-game leader of Gambit. He's been playing pretty well so far, I have to say. But waiting, I'm sure all the admins are scrambling around the backstages now, opening flight cases. What have we got? Is there anything available? The keyboard's dead.
I mean, in terms of how Liquid have done on Overpass, of course, they played Astralis that we casted yesterday on Overpass and lost 16-3.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a rough game to watch. It was as one-sided as it suggests, and Nitro in particular had a very good first map. It was by far the best map to spectate and view. He was 4-11 on Overpass.
Sure.
So the fact that he's already stepped his game up significantly, obviously a very good sign. And maybe this is also one of the factoring decisions as to why Gambit went for the map in the first place.
Well, it wasn't looking too good, but they managed to... Ooh, I've had an update.
We're getting close.
They're getting close. That's
Yeah.
all I've got for you. They're getting close. I think HyperX are bringing a keyboard or something, from what I've heard. So that's happening. We'll see if they can get it plugged in as fast as possible. It's a little bit frustrating for the players on the other side to be punished by the mistakes of the opposition. I'm not really sure where you sit with this one. It's not really a technical issue. It's more of a just horrible mistake. It's not that the hardware's failed, and that's user error, if anything.
Yeah, no, exactly. And especially for Liquid, considering that they now have time to stew on what could have been. 9-2 to 9-6. What kind of scoreline could we be at halftime right now? It could be in double digits, could be like 11, 12 rounds going into the second half. The map's already in such good shape, and instead, if Gambit win this second pistol, it's all up for debate again. It's all on.
Well, pistol is going to be very influential here. If Gambit can pick it up, obviously, right back in the game. Maybe Liquid off to a flying start. They did manage to win the pistol in the first half. There was some very interesting financial decisions from Gambit in the first half. You remember, force buying that third round after bringing it down to 1v1 in the second. Didn't work out for them. That was the beginning of that massive deficit they took. I'm not even sure what's going on. He just said my keyboard bought Julie's. So the keyboard's possessed.
It's just phantom buying stuff now. All right, fair enough. Julie's, interestingly, sometimes get used more than I would expect.
Get Right likes them.
Yeah, he does.
They were recently buffed, I guess, if you put it like that. They got reduced by $100 about 6 months ago. And I think that was the only change. Yeah, they got brought down to $400, so it means you could buy Julie's and 2 flashbangs in the pistol if you wanted to, or a smoke.
And then just afterwards, I think we had a change to a couple of the pistols where the movement was changed with basically spamming them.
Sure.
So that's where Julie's, I guess, also got a
Do you remember back in the day, you could just bind your mouse wheel to shoot up and down? And if Julie's out, you just go...
Yeah, exactly.
Laser beam. That was pretty fun.
Here we go, though, Henry. Second half.
Oh, we're underway. Right then, ladies and gentlemen,
fixed.
the keyboard is back. It's not buying Julie's. It's got 5 sets of armor. There's 3 14 Liquid, a couple of smokes. Hobbit and Co getting aggressive towards short, but the first frag has been exchanged. It's still anyone's rounded, but Hobbit's getting the lion's share of the frags. Twist doing what he can. It's looking like Gambit will be taking this one, but Taco coming in from short can't find the kills, but that's a nice dig. Needs to follow it up, and the aim's just not there. It's all falling apart, 2 on 2, and no one clearly in the lead, but this is a bit of a mess of a pistol.
And then Alish dies from the side, but Taco has finally bagged himself the first kill.
Taco.
And Adren just needs to take 1 bullet and he's dead, and finally Taco does it. My God.
I think that was always to be expected. When you wait like almost 15 minutes, it felt like, I mean, it's probably a bit less than that, it's probably 10. Everyone's getting a little bit riled up, and they might be having some fun. I saw them chatting a lot in the team say, but Taco does finish things off. Not the cleanest of aim from either parties, but he gets the job done. And we'll see whether this force buy from Gambit can get them back into the half. That's both pistols going against Gambit now to note. 10-6 overall. Scout CZ's Deagle, and Dozy have a rare 5-7. Don't see that too much anymore. It does replace the CZ slot, if you're not aware.
It's somewhat surprising. So many players preferring the CZ, but Dozier is a man that doesn't follow. Taco trying to spam up through the smoke. No one's home. No grenades for Gambit as a result of their upgraded pistols and the scout that they possess for Mo. Same suit to Alish. They need those raw kills, and they need them quick. Because if Liquid pick up this round and the next one, they have a huge lead, a huge advantage here on Overpass. Nitro going to be throwing the Molotov towards short, just trying to funnel out any CTs that are playing up close. But with the smokes down in bathroom, they have to assume that someone's probably lurking in the shadows, and that's going to be seized. Dren's not too far away either on the short side of bathroom. They have a player on long, which is Mo with his aforementioned scout. But it is going to be a B hit, Henry, and for me, this is the weakest part of the map right now for Gambit.
Yeah, I think you might be absolutely right there. Vince Taco makes his way in, trying to crack open this B site. Still a 5-on-5 for now. Huge round here. Gambit certainly have a fighting chance, especially if Taco's not hitting the shots. Dozier replies, and the CZ bullets rain in. Still anyone's round, but Alish starts to make it more so towards Liquid. And Dren, what a shot that is. He's in the water, bomb planted, but this ain't done just yet, trust me. Gambit can still do something about this. Alish even smokes himself out of the equation. 2-on-2, Nafly and Alish tagged up.
You say they're tagged up. Well in the range of the AK and Deagle. Playing possum on short is Nafly. Meanwhile, Alish moving into Monster, but he's been found by Seized. And dispatched Nafly with the Galil spray. Good for 1. Seized has to push, doesn't have the kit to really back this up. Gets the kill. Is there going to be enough time? It's going to be very close.
Should we let it sit in silence?
We shall.
Oh, come on, Seized. Live a little. Let's see what could have happened. Definitely not. Wouldn't have worked out for him. But there it is. It was a great attempt there by Seized. You can see that's actually really well played by Nafly, though. He's not trying to get the flashy clutch finish there. He's just like, right, how can I win this round? This has gone disastrously wrong. And books it out of the short pipe, and it's just enough. It's just a chase at that point. He had to buy himself 2 or so seconds. That's what he did, and it works out. So well played to Naf. But the AK is saved by Seized. And it's 11-6 for Team Liquid. They'll bring out 3 AKs himself, a couple of MAC-10s. Win this cleanly, that will all be forgotten, that uncomfortable round. AK boosted up, but Seized again with the only rifle. We saw this in the first half.
as the train goes over. Back into silence we fall. Not silence any longer. Mo breaks a deadlock. Breaks Nitro's life too. And as it stands, actually, Liquid are just going to back away into bathroom and potentially go down to connector. Gambit have made the knee-jerk reaction of stacking A with 4 players. It's just going to leave C's by himself on B with the AK.
This is getting uncomfortable with the HP. Twist down to 1. It's a 5-on-4. Liquid aren't looking too confident here.
Taco has answered back, though. Good news for Liquid as they look to push together, united as one. But as I mentioned earlier, A site is actually where the bulk of these CTs are. And they're going to be joined by the final one. Hobbit with the USP, C's with 1-2. Taco needs to get a hold of that spray and does just about in time.
Yeah.
So Liquid have done it, but again, it's at cost of 3 players' lives.
Yeah, got a bit dicey there, but they do win the round. C's at the AK making things very uncomfortable again. Round number 19. There is an AWP available, but they'd have to go full glass cannon. Hobbit would have to buy it, then to be dropped on M4. I don't think that'll be happening. I didn't see that shot. That's pretty phenomenal. At that range especially. A bit closer, sure, but that's not bad.
Gambit in with the full buy, and Dren very aggressive, but we've been here so many times today, Henry, where they go for the firepower, lacking on utility, lacking on kits. So Gambit, a lot of pressure on their shoulders to deliver in this round.
Well. Gambit. 5 M4s, and you're right, no kids. 2 smokes at the 1-minute 20 mark. That is far from ideal. That's why we're seeing more and more teams go away from this ball fight in the second round. A faster approach, so Dozier with work cut out for him. Gets 1, can he find the second? Certainly not. Nitro takes care of business. And it's Hobbit now with the play towards the barrel. This could be great. This could be something special. Can't get the double spray down. 3-on-3 in a difficult retake as Swiss starts finding the frags that really count. Sees encroaches towards the bomb site. Not planted just yet. Pulls the trigger, finds the bomb. Could get the double here. Certainly does. And he steals the round away, but not quite yet. Taco to finish things off. That's a really crisp shot from him.
And what a moment to pull it off as well. The double kill at the end for Taco. 13-6. Gambit on the back foot on their choice of map of Overpass.
Oh, yes. Taco is coming to his own now. That's a really nice play. A massive round. And not only does it find him 13-6, it breaks the back of Gambit. They've got no money now, Vince. And this is looking very likely to be a 14-6 game. And you're right on Gambit's map pick. Winner goes to the stadium, or the arena, I guess we should call it here, the Dom. And losers going home. Gambit haven't looked too convincing so far. I'd say one of the absolute MVPs has been seized at times. He's actually finding the majority of the frags. He's top fragging at the very moment in time. In-game leader seems revitalized. Dren, he's burning. As he'll have to fall back. He's got armor and a CZ.
Yeah, frustratingly, because it almost looked as though he assumed he was okay. It looks going to be a bit too shallow, and it just spread to him. So half of his health has been evaporated. Nitro down into connector. 3-player stack on long from Gambit. Something you don't see every day, but desperate times call for desperate measures, and this certainly is desperate from their perspective. Seized. I was about to say that Taco is making a move behind him. And really, who has been the best player for Gambit has fallen down. And Ren nearly bags himself a couple. Does land the dink onto twists, but there's strength in numbers for Liquid. There's strength in their firepower too. No way for Gambit to extinguish it. Mo and Dozier, a couple pistols between the two of them with a flashbang, but Liquid surely taking this 14th round.
You'd hope so at this point, considering it's a 4-on-2 and there's only a UMP and a PT-50. It would take an absolute miracle from Dozier here, going for the medium thrown flashbang there. You'll have to do a lot of work with this PT-50. Oh my goodness, it's getting dangerously close, but no bullets left, I'm afraid. And now Mo, oh, he could actually do something this. I'm not going to say it's over just yet. He denies this plant. He can't do it. He does go down, and Twist will punish him. He denies that bomb. Maybe there was something there. 14-6, though. Looking like he'll be a Liquid first map, and Gambit haven't really impressed too much. Been lots of rounds. They've managed to steal away a couple with the pistols, but overall, Liquid have looked very comfortable indeed. Last-ditch effort now from Gambit, the double AWP setup. Going to have Mo and Hobbit. I haven't seen too much AWPing from Hobbit from memory, but we'll see how it goes. From what I can remember, as a Dren was doing secondary opening, but here we go. Mo dragging the first pick, nails that. Goodbye, Nafly. 5 on 4. Smokes himself out as he falls back.
Dren watching his retreat, making sure the path was cleared. And Liquid going to try and retaliate with a triple stack on long, just leaving Taco by himself. Mo about to see action, sees this there for one, but no longer going to be a threat for Liquid to contend with. Has been an even trade so far with 6 players still alive, 4 falling. Twists in first on long. Trying to bait this out, maybe. There is still a lot of time left. They don't have to feel compelled to go for long. And with Taco controlling connector, the swipe towards B is very much on the table if they want to take it. Although taking a Dren down there could give them food for thought over on A once more. Hobbit, the second of the 2 AWPers coming into the round, only has his remaining. Spots a pixel around the corner, converts onto a leash.
Still in the round, but it's not going to be a clean-cut affair by any stretch. It's still 2 on 2. Hobbit alone at the A site. Flash is available. Smoke for bank as well. Liquid start to make their way towards A, and Hobbit's doubting himself now. He actually had a very decent position there. I think he's led them onto the site, and we'll see if this bomb will get planted successfully. Taco can't find a shot. Wallbang's coming in. It's down to Twists in the 2-on-1.
Gonna play aggressive, and that's gonna cost him his life. Hobbit will claim the round for Gambit. Gonna make sure that they get as much out the round as they can, so he's gonna go pick up the kit. Defuse comes in. Gambit live another round here.
They certainly do. Hobbit actually delivers the goods with the AWP there, Vince. Lovely stuff. Bomb planted. You know, there's not actually a buy available for Liquid. That's actually quite promising for Gambit. The comeback can at least begin here. And we'll see if this is enough to get them to double digits, and I think Liquid are force buying it. I guess at this point it makes sense because they're trying to close this game out, right? If they can win this round, it'll be a difficult, arduous task, but if they do it, it's a full reset for Gambit, then that should be GG. So I get it, you've got a buffer of rounds, that's fine. I don't disagree with this one too much.
And even if they don't win, just taking enough weapons away could be all that was required. Of course, they're going to have an eye on the finish line. Want to get there as soon as possible. Hobbit flashed. Has to get out there as soon as possible, but Dozier, who steps up to try and fend off the oncoming terrorist, is the one to fall. Hobbit is seized. Both chime in for kills, but Twist is answering straight back. Seized who's assumed control of short. He's not going to be able to hold on to the sandbags. And with his death,
good Molotov
will allow a bomb plant. Molotov forces back Mo with his AWP, and it isolates a Dren. He doesn't have any support from Mo's AWP.
He has to save that AWP, Vince. He has to. He can't go for this round. No way of winning. You're no kit. You're risking losing that now. Like we said, full reset coming in. You are not winning this round. Fall back and make sure the AWP is yours. What's he up to? Why is he even risking this? He'll survive by the looks of things, so fair play, but not really worth it. I thought just staying and running back towards A would be the call here, but he will save the AWP, and you can see the money. They're going to get $1,400 per player now on 3 players who have absolutely nothing. So, map points obtained by Team Liquid. 15-7, money completely gone, and that's exactly what I described before. That's why they force ball there. Sure, they got a huge buffer around. They're going to force take a full eco, but if you win it, it's pretty much GG. Good approach towards B. Flashbang to take the AWP back off the site. Seas gets 1 kill towards short, but then he gets double teamed by the sandbags, and Twist, he's playing out of his mind right now. The shots he's hitting. What a great talent and a bright future that guy's got ahead of him. Came into the scene at 17 years old and playing in one of the most prestigious orgs within esports and getting better and better, it seems. So, big fan. Speaking of which, he does go down. Gave him the curse, the kiss of death.
Pac also got winged.
Yeah, he did.
Nearly clipped. Down to 17, he will fall, but Dozier going aggressive afterwards through Monster. That seems like quite a mistake to make, especially as your team just got the first kill. No real need to go aggressive. Maybe because of lack of nades, they felt compelled to be more up in the face of Liquid. Mo not far off landing that shot at all. That would have been a headshot too. Try and counteract the aggression with some nades, but Adren is now deciding to take it upon himself to get into bathrooms. Mo misses another one. Gonna get tagged up from the side. He's down to just below 50. See, he's taking control of Connector. Now, it's all well and good for Gambit to get aggressive intel through mid, but at the same time, they're leaving Hobbit with just a CZ to fend off B all by himself, and he's about to get multiple players pushing his location. The first of which is going to be Nitro. Elsewhere, Caesar's fallen, but it's all on Hobbit. If he dies, the site will go with him. Now, Mo on Graffiti has moved into position. That Molotov's not going to stop him from peeking out, but the smoke and the plant, he's not going to be able to do anything about it.
Oh, what Dren might be able to here. Needs to double kill. He delivers it with the Deagle, and Taco now left in the 2-on-1. It's map point. He could close it out right here, right now. Doesn't have the HP to work with, I'm afraid. They have not got kits. They need to kill him quickly. Taco buying as much time as he can. Needs his instant kill. Can't hit the shot, though. They know he's low. They're going to try and push him in together. Bomb ticking away. That's not a full commitment, but they get the kill, and the defuse should be pretty comfortable in the end, Vince.
It will. Unfortunately for Taco, he in scope just at the moment where he got peeked by a Dread. Phenomenal 3 kills.
All that took was that 1 kill from Taco. That would have been the round done. He didn't need both. Get them off together, get the guy off the bomb and make him chase you. That 1 shot would have been it, but Dren, he got a couple of them. My God, they were good. Good night, Elige. That was their round. Liquid could have closed it out there. I think that now they will take an eco and wait till they can get the guns out again.
Still, though, Gambit in a position where they can't afford to lose many weapons on with the double up setup. Nafly and the rest of Team Liquid deciding that the best approach is ruthless aggression through short, and Hobbit's miss. That could be his life following. He gets 2 kills. They actually lined up for him. And C's got a lot of damage onto Nafly, so it looked horrible for Hobbit as he missed his up shot. Didn't matter. Taco's able to get 1. But overall, Gambit will take that result.
Yeah, well, I didn't think he stood a chance after missing the first AWP shot. I thought, well, they could actually lose this round. P250 comes out, knocks 2 of them down, job done, and the backup arrives. So well played. Chasing now for overtime. He's going to take 6 clean rounds in a row. Sees the in-game lead, a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He needs to come up with the formula. Looks like he's going to suggest the double AWP still. Mo and Hobbit. Mo's actually stepped up his game. So has Hobbit, 17 kills. He had a very slow start into this one. So well played to him to get back into it. Zeus, the coach, won't be too worried just yet. He'll just be trying to rally everyone up, make sure they don't make any mistakes. Let's just play our game, I think is what we'll be saying. There's nothing too flashy here. We've got the tactics, fundamentals are there. Wait for them to make mistakes. They can't keep a clean game up. Dosia just at a 9 and 19. A very quiet game from him. As we get into round number 25, a little bit deeper than I thought. The first map. This is Gambit's pick, as you rightly pointed out.
Yeah, Hobbart's really turned his fortunes around here because he was 0 and 6 at one point. So, really going to show that down but never out. However, Gambit, one mistake will cost him. And yeah, sees this is the kind of situation where he likely will only get 1 kill. Oh, could it be more? No, it's not. And overall, that may not be good enough for Gambit.
If he did like a dink onto a second player, okay, I can accept it. But the 4-on-4 on a map like Overpass, it actually is detrimental to the CTs rather than beneficial. We'll see whether he can allow his teammates to do the job for him. He's got that double AWP setup, which has been pretty handy. Plenty of time here for Liquid. 1 minute 5 on the clock. Twist with the AWP. He actually hit that impressive shot. Close range. 1 more round will do it for Liquid.
Adran going peeking. Gonna see if maybe land himself a couple of headshots with his M4A4. Mo's aggressive in bathroom too. Normally these positions would be flipped on their head, but Mo's landed. Adren, however, won't. And now that Mo doesn't have any backup, when he has players at multiple positions, he could be not long for this world, but he's gonna fight himself out of this poor position. Headshot with the AWP, overkill. And twists and that flight. With 20 seconds left, I mean, this round's done.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. Mo keeping the dream alive. Double digits achieved for Gambit now. Naf and Twist to save the AKs. Lost bonus getting to the 3rd stage now. Has to be another little partial by, I guess, with these saved weapons. And nothing they can do here. Need to make sure they survive after the time. And there is 1 player hunting for them. That's Dosia. He might want to run around the corner at this point. We'll see whether he wants to do it. He might even get one kill here. Oh, Twist ready and waiting does take him down. A little bit too close for comfort there, I would say. But they can't quite close it just yet. There he is, Mo. Getting it done. Fantastic shots here. Good awareness of the player coming towards the bath, and this shot was glorious. Goodbye, Taco.
It was so important as well with such little time. If he dies in bathroom, that allows Liquid to then just funnel their way over onto A side.
Where's York? Did that get lost? He swore he got the kill at the end, didn't he?
He did.
Did he drop it by accident? I'm so confused, Vince. Help. He got the kill at the end of the AWP.
He did, yeah. Twist landed a really nice shot.
Did he like throw it away?
I didn't see.
All right. Either I'm out of my mind or something weird's happened.
Then we're both out of our minds. I'm pretty sure he landed the shot and then, well, I'm sure we'll find out. Nafla either way.
420's come too soon, Vince. It's all gone wrong.
Either way, a 1-for-1. Ready back and forth. Caesar's going to put his team ahead. Mo going to nade over just to make sure that Caesar doesn't want to get pushed out of position, and Mo taking shots from the CZ, but he bounces back with the AWP frag. He knows roughly where these last two are, at least one of them. That flick wasn't too far off either. But every second he wastes is another one that C is able to lock down long, and Dozy is able to get round the back of them from connector. He's trying to pince around, he's trying to be the lurker. He doesn't need to show himself. All he has to do is make sure that this angle is covered, and this will allow Liquid to know that the last two remaining players are coming long. C's can just sit here. He can just bide his time and wait, and now it's going to be Mo peeking. Gambit played that one perfectly.
They certainly did. The missing AWP will remain a mystery. Maybe we'll get an update as to exactly what happened there. I really don't know, and that could have been really influential. They got the opening pick there as well with the AK. Found a rifle. They would have had an AWP, an M4, and an AK with a few players on armor. That's a bit of a weird one. Money coming back in favor. Looks like Taco's going to be buying straight away. They are going to take a pause. How do we close this one out, boys? Doesn't matter how close it gets. As long as we get over the finish line, they just want to avoid overtime here. And we'll see what the play will be. There's Zeus discussing again how they can do it. Managed to chat to him a bit yesterday. The boys doing everything they can. They just want to make it to the playoffs and then see whether they can get any further. Their practice hasn't been amazing. They've obviously spent a lot of time doing the theory side of Counter-Strike. They've done as much practice as they can in 5 days, just trying to get Taco into the lineup. Had to change some roles around. And here it is. It is a bit of a force buy. They could have taken another EQ. They've gone for 3 AKs, a CZ, and a UMP. It's not looking too good. Overtime, certainly on the cards, Vince.
Sure is. This is where Liquid, who have had troubles at closing games out in the past, will start to look over their shoulder. They will start to feel the breath of Gambit breathing on them as they get closer and closer. Liquid have been unable to take a round in the last 4, and in the last 6, they've only won 1. So the fortune's certainly changing. The table's starting to turn. But still, as ever, if Gambit make one slip-up, that could cost them everything. Dozia going aggressively through shorts. He's going to spot himself Taco, and Taco's going to come out ahead. Nitro trades out for C's, the avenge kill on point. And this is where Liquid could finalize. This is where they could just take this map and make it theirs. Gambit with a nice flick onto Twist, however, is going to give them a little bit to think about on their approach. Double op setup, not necessarily the greatest, but their positions are solid. Mo doesn't have to contend with any smokes, and Adrean is just going ham elsewhere. Thinning the herd out. Nitro, last player alive on short with a molly in the bomb. And it looks like Gambit have done enough to win another round.
I think you're absolutely right. This force buy did not work out for Liquid. Nitro with a chance there for a kill, but they face him together. That could have fallen apart, but Adren rises to the occasion there, coming closer and closer to overtime. 3 more rounds required. Why Liquid don't just wait till the full purchase is available is beyond me, but they want to try and close it out as quickly as possible, it seems. It's going to cost them. Things become a little bit more antsy. The arguments and bickering will begin as to why they're making these sort of decisions. A CZ, a UMP, 3 AKs. I can't even remember the last time they had a full buy. As we get into round number 28. This is now 5 rounds in a row for Gambit. This was a done game. Adren going to town in middle, but actually gets punished by the CZ. Twist will take him down. Mo has to deliver here. Can't afford to miss a shot. Opts to fall back. Drops the smoke to buy himself some time, but there's players coming all around him. Nails the shot. And calms things down, 4-on-4.
Similar to how we've seen Liquid approach the last few rounds. They get a pick, but then instantly Gambit are there to retort. Somewhat stalled out in bathrooms as it stands. Gambit don't have any aggressive plays behind, although Dozier, close to connector, could start to make a move round the back if the call comes through. Seasoner, meanwhile, has to hold down the fort alongside Mo, who's rattling out AWP shots, but he's missing everything. Oh, this could be it. Mo's gone down to the hands of Taco and Nafly also. Dozier on the flanks, able to get one and a second. They're going to line up for him, but Taco will finally put this map to bed. It was laboured, but they got there in the end.
What a finish. You could feel Dozier was about to win that as well. That missed shot from Taco could have been everything, but he rails it. Takes off the head of Dozier. And what a way to finish it. This one could be warming up. This series was looking a little bit disappointing when they were like 9-2 down, but they go right back in that game. They made Liquid really work. I'm trying to work out what's going on here. What is going on over there? Can't even get the high fives right. They're working on that as well. That's part of the boot camp. Got to make sure the celebrations are on point. But what a game. It actually turned out to be quite exciting in the end there. Shout out to C's especially. He often gets a lot of flack, even from me. And he actually played very, very well there. I think his impact on the first half especially was sensational. Managed to get some great rounds and make things uncomfortable for it.
Yeah, we're certainly one of the standout players for Gambit, and as you say, it's not something you often say, but that's one of the issues with Gambit. You just don't have that many impact players, that many players that can take over.
That's not really good news for Gambit when your standout player is seized. Believe it or not, that's actually not good news. You want Hobbit to be delivering. Mo was looking good towards the end, but when they'd already met match point, that was a little bit too late, in my opinion. He actually was very quiet up until the point they were about to lose. This thing, when the pressure was off, that's when he's like, you know what, I'm going to start hitting all the shots in the wall. But still, an explosive finish there, and that's the end of the first map. That's Gambit's pick. We'll take a quick break and be back with map up to 2 very soon, so do not go anywhere.